Word spread quickly by eyewitnesses about Obidike's transformation into a cursed tree. Few were sad about what had happened to him, but many were happy to have been saved from his wrath. The people, however, realized the dangers of granting a human such powers and declared that no man should ever possess such powers again. Instead, they appointed a chief priest, someone who could act as an intermediary between the people and the gods. This person will be seen as the messenger of the gods and also respected. As years passed, the villages began to develop and the war reduced. The war between the Umeri warriors and the Ndina shook every community, and some decided that it was better to live in harmony and stop the war. Although some still waged war, no village dared to attack the Ndina village. Soon, the people began to notice something very terrifying. At exactly 1 a.m., anyone who passed near the cursed tree would be swallowed with no trace. Hunters and drunkards who secretly witnessed the scene would speak of the horrifying sight, eyes and mouths appearing on the tree and devouring those who wandered near at midnight. The king and village elders quickly declared that road forbidden by midnight, but it did not stop. It turned out that Obidike, even as a tree, would mark his victims by day as they passed the route, and by night he would invade their dreams and they would sleepwalk to where the tree stood, only for them to be swallowed by the tree. Desperate, the king announced a reward for anyone who could cut down the cursed tree, a huge prize and the honor of becoming second in command to the king. Warriors came forward from different villages, but no amount of axes and swords could harm the tree. In a distant village called Obiudo lived Ikenna, a boy known for being jovial and kind. The other village children saw him as an outcast. They would bully him and mock him, believing that his own mother had been banished from their village because she had committed an evil crime. Ikenna had only two friends who stood by him and defended him, Emeka and Ijeoma. Ikenna loved his mother so much, and every evening they would sit under the moonlight and she would tell him interesting tales. The one Ikenna enjoyed most was the tale about the great warrior Obidike. He longed to be like the great warrior, though his mother always cautioned him, "My son, do not wish for such upon yourself. Such powers have been banned now for years. You know the new rule. If you are caught with this kind of power, you will be executed." She told him that only few warriors had such powers, and they weren't even as powerful as Obidike's own. Each time he asked about his father, she would tell him he died back then during the war. On Ikenna's 18th birthday, his friends celebrated him, but he was disappointed when his crush Ifeoma didn't show up. Ifeoma was the beautiful daughter of the village chief. To his surprise, Ifeoma arrives later in the evening to wish him and promised a special surprise if he would follow her. Ignoring his friend's warning, Ikenna followed her into the night. Soon, as they arrived at the spot, a group of notorious boys surrounded them, mocking Ikenna. They pushed Ikenna into a deep muddy hole.
"If you can climb out, we'll accept you as one of us,"
they taunted. Ikenna's heart sank when he saw Ifeoma also laughing at him. Determined to prove his worth, Ikenna tried to climb out of the slippery pit, but he kept falling. His friends, Emeka and Ijeoma, who had just arrived at the scene and witnessed what was going on, pleaded with the group to let him go, but they refused, enjoying the view. As Ikenna struggled, they noticed some strange-looking men coming forward. But before they could realize who they were, it was too late. It was the Amalekites. These people are known as the ruthless slave traders who prowled the villages, capturing the young and strong. They captured them all, including Ikenna. However, one of the boys who managed to escape informed Ikenna's mother about it, and she rushed to the scene. "Please, don't take my son away," she cried as she fell on her knees. But her pleas fell on deaf ears. Instead, the leader waved his hands, signaling her death, as they could not let her see them and go free. As the man raised a sword to strike her down, Ikenna screamed in pain.
No! Don't you dare touch my mother!
His voice was filled with a sudden unnatural power. Suddenly, there was heavy thunder, and his eyes glowed with a fiery green. In an instant, his body surged with a strength he had never known before. He attacked the Amalekites, roaring like a beast, and defeated them. Terrified, some even ran away from the scene for fear of their lives. The village children escaped from captivity and ran in fear of what Ikenna had become, while his friends Emeka and Ijeoma were frozen in shock at the sight in front of them as Ikenna collapsed to the ground. His mother stayed at him, her heart breaking, knowing the terror that awaits Ikenna. Such powers have been banned, and this only means one thing for Ikenna: he would be executed. Let's find out what happened next in part 3. Don't forget to like, comment, repost, and share. Also, please follow this page so you don't miss out on Berry's animated tales. Thank you.